I do say I'm self-made. I'll be honest with you, my job is sick. I'm singing, dancing, vibesing, enjoying every minute. I am genuinely fangirling over most of these artists or contributors. Don't worry, I got this. I'm Remel London, and welcome to A Day in My Life. I'm a radio presenter on Capital Extra. I'm a TV host on Sky Arts hosting Unmuted. And also I am the creator and founder of The Mainstream, which is a podcast where I interview all of your faves in the industry. And yeah, having a good time doing it too. I think the top 3 skills to be a presenter are, first of all, listen. Like, as much as you have your questions prepared and all that kind of stuff, you really need to be listening to your artist or contributor to make sure you have a natural conversation. That's the most important thing. So definitely don't just whiz through a list. Listen, communicate, talk, have fun with it. That brings me to my next point. Definitely have fun, be yourself, be authentic. If you're not having a good time, I'm pretty sure the viewer, the person you're interviewing isn't gonna have a good time either. So always make sure you have fun. That's the only way to kill it. And finally, be prepared. Research is so important. I mentioned before, having a list of questions is really good, it's really useful. So maybe that means using social media, doing a little Google search. Beware of Wikipedia, sometimes it lies, just letting you know from now. But definitely getting as much information about the person you're going to be interviewing is really important. It'll make sure it's natural, it's fun, you can have a good conversation, and that's how you're gonna kill it. Usually what I do is I go through the music, I've got my schedule, and so I know what's coming up, and I find good things to talk about basically. Everything related to the show, to the world, entertainment, music, I just talk about it. And that's how I do on Saturdays. I usually have quite a lot of fun. If you follow me on Instagram, you will most likely see me dancing, because it's fun.
Why you always for me?
Hey. The biggest old school anthems. Drop it like
We are flying through Saturday afternoon, and it's about to get even more lively. It's time for half an hour of reloading with me, Remel London, on Capital Extra. I've got Destiny's Child, Sean Paul, and some UK classics on the way, like this absolute legend. Vibes with me now to Craig David, Fill Me In on Capital Extra. Before every show, whether that's a live event, whether that's a radio show, whether it's my podcast, it's really important to be prepared. It's really important to make sure that everything's working. So maybe you have to do a sound check with your microphone, whether that means framing up your camera to make sure that everything's ready, or in terms of radio, making sure that the playlist, all of the tracks are there, and you're going to be able to get all of the music and all of the content together. So I think it's really important to just familiarize yourself with your surroundings. Even at an event, you know, you got to know where your intro is, your outro is, the exit, or whatever it is. Where's the artist going to be coming from? You always have to really think about everybody involved and everything that is involved. So yeah, check your equipment, be prepared, enjoy the vibes, and you'll be all right. So being a presenter pretty much means I work by myself, for myself. However, I have friends. Don't get it twisted. I got people in my life. So the best way I can explain it is having a support system, having a production team. In terms of radio, you know, before I even get in the studio, there's sound engineers, there's production engineers who've already made the radio station sound banging. So every time you hear me on, just know that there's people that have made it sound sick. In terms of TV, again, when you turn up to the set, even though it's me just on camera alone sometimes, there may be, you know, a producer who spent months or weeks prepping the information that you're going to go through. So you have to have a one-on-one with them to kind of know what they want you to put out on the screen. There'll be the sound operator, there'll be the camera op, the director, all these amazing people that make it happen, and they make me look good and sound good. So I appreciate those people. Also, when it comes to events in general, you'll probably have so many people running around behind the scenes. Even though you might just see me on stage or the person that's performing or whatever, there's so much happening backstage. So I really appreciate that there's a lot of support in all of these kind of different environments that are there to make sure that I'm okay. So even though I don't manage anyone, I don't tell anyone to what to do. There's a lot of support. And even personally, in terms of me getting these opportunities, you've got an agent, you've got booking managers, you've got all these kind of people that are making sure I am booked and busy, which I absolutely love. The thing you need to take into consideration as an everyday challenge is being motivated. For example, you have no idea what happened 10 minutes before this camera came on or my mic went live on the radio. Like, honestly, I have to always give my best self as a presenter or a host. So I think it's important that you stay motivated. You remember why you're doing this. Do you love this job? Do you really want to be here? The answer for me is yes. I love what I do. So that really encourages me to want to work through the dramas in my life. Don't worry, it's not that bad. But I think it's really important that you take care of your mental health. You think about how much you're committing to a lot of things, because people don't realize that there's a lot that we have to do. This job is hard. I'm always performing or entertaining or delivering some kind of information in a happy, positive way, and it's not always easy. So I think if you want to get into this industry, you have to be prepared to take time out for yourself, but also commit and be dedicated to this job. So I want to inspire you. So stay inspired, be motivated, and trust me, you'll love every minute of this journey. If you want to be a presenter, know you're going to have a very good time and you should love it. Every second of it is amazing. So I know you're asking, how can I be a presenter? Okay, don't worry, I got you. So you might be at the point where you have a little bit of free time in the summer holidays maybe, and you want to kind of get into the industry. This is the perfect time. Work experience is so key. This is a really good time to reach out to your local radio station, reach out to a production company, get them to give you an insight into the industry as well. It's called shadowing a lot of the time. This means that you get to, sit behind the scenes, see what's happening behind the camera, see what's happening in the radio studios, and just get an understanding of how you can be a part of it. This will really help you know if you really want to be a presenter, or maybe you actually want to work in the industry as a producer, director, creative, anything like that. So again, work experience is really important. I did so much. I'm talking, I worked at E4, I worked behind the scenes on a production company, I worked at the BBC, even before I got to Capital Extra, I worked in the building at Capital Extra and at Capital. So these kind of things really help you get in there really early. Also, don't be afraid to do it yourself. YouTube is your best friend. Not only is it free, it allows you to be able to share your content with the world. So if you want to get started, maybe you have a camera or a friend of yours has a camera, start trying out a few things. If you want to see what it looks like when you are on screen, you can look at it, you can look back, you can rehearse, you can practice. Get started. I say it's DIY. Do it yourself. Sometimes you have to create the opportunities. They don't always come to you. And just off the back of that, I think, again, be prepared. Maybe start working on a demo for TV or radio. A demo is basically just an example of what you would sound like on TV or radio. So, start getting some clips together, get some audio together. If you need help, reach out to someone that can help you. But I think that's really important, just making the most of your resources, your content, your contacts. Meet as many people in the industry as possible who might be able to help guide you or even mentor you. So I'm wishing you the best of luck, and I'll see you on a screen or hear you on my radio very soon.